Hey, what up? It's your girl Pika calling in. It is Wednesday night, you guys. Wait, it is Wednesday night, right? Yeah, it's Wednesday night. All right. I'm telling you, man, I'm old. I'm like losing it a little bit. Anyway, Wednesday night. Pretty interesting day. I was supposed to have an interview to conduct this afternoon, but it was rescheduled, so it'll be tomorrow. But in the meantime, I went ahead and set up a bunch of stuff this morning, so it was actually kind of productive. We have a show coming up in November, so we are getting stuff ready for that. It's an education show, Kids World, I believe. So we'll be out there for a weekend, chilling out, meeting people, and explaining exactly how great we are when it comes to tuition. We actually have a pretty damn good reputation. I mean, seriously, for 13 years, we haven't done Facebook marketing or nothing. It's all been word of mouth referrals. Now, how about that for a unicorn? Anyway, we've been really good about doing that, and we've had several sets of siblings that will come through from K2 all the way through JC. And I mean, the fact that they stay with us through thick and thin, usually take combo classes, not just one class or two classes, but they take combo classes. And they feel like family, you guys, because they've kind of grown up with us, right? So it's kind of amazing to see all these things. We're actually looking for English teachers, and one of our former students came through and is going to be an English teacher for us. So yeah, we are well established, but obviously we're trying to beat the market at the moment because word of mouth, not doing so hot. And especially with the birth rate in Singapore kind of going down. So people are not all that optimistic. So we're trying to do the social marketing thing using Facebook ads and Instagram and whatever else. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, I was talking about the Kids World event that's coming up. That's going to be the weekend of the 11th of November. Excuse me. So yeah, we will be working that. We'll be out and about. So if you want to stop by and see us and come check out what we have to offer, we primarily offer English, math, and science tuition. It's for any age group, and we do some humanities and some literature as well. Yeah. Come out and see us. When I have more details, I'll definitely let y'all know. So that was most of today. I was going through all the freebies that we're going to give away, and we're trying to take inventory of how much I have and how much I need to order, and we'll go from there. Let's see. We've been using a lot of project management tools. So right now we're using Trello as a team, and I don't know anything about Trello, but I'm learning, and it's quite interesting. I mean, the way everything's set up. I think I need to work on push notifications a little bit more so everybody can really get on the ball with that. But for the most part, it's kind of nice to be able to, plan out who does what, who's in charge of what, and they can come in and adjust. Or as they see fit, they can add to stuff. They can let us know what the status of whatever task is, and all of us can kind of check in. So it's actually kind of nice. Outside of that, got off early, picked up baby girl from school, came straight back home. I actually brought Subway for dinner. I didn't feel like messing around in the kitchen. Mostly because she has been begging me to do her hair. So I finally did her hair. It took me about 2.5 hours, which is not bad. But I did bigger braids than usual. I didn't do the tiny box braids. So it's not a lot of braids. It's enough, but the braids are a little bit bigger, especially on the top. So I actually may go through and do the top of her head again tomorrow because the cornrows don't look right to me. I'm not quite pleased with them. But they'll do for now, and I'll just fix them tomorrow. Okay. So that was like the work schedule and everything, and I want to talk to you about multiple passions. So as an entrepreneur, I am not one thing. Not even as an entrepreneur. As a person, I've never been just one thing. You can't pigeonhole me. I am a jack of all trades, master of none. I've always been that way. When I'm in a work situation, I usually become that one go-to person who kind of has the answers to a little bit of everything. So if you need a quick fix, if you need somebody to like jump in and like help out real quick, I'm usually that person. Which also is a problem for me because that makes me a little bit irreplaceable in the position that I'm in and does not allow for me to move forward because I hold it together so well. I am my own worst enemy in that regard. But anyway, that's beside the point. So multiple passions. As an entrepreneur, I started off thinking, okay, let me just get a business license. And I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. So I've had a business license for like 2.5 years until I decided this year I was going to do something about it, which is where Crown for Success kind of came in, gave me an idea of what I could be doing, and I've been, just churning out stuff from there. Now, I had a conversation with a young lady this morning about a possible collaboration. And I'm actually really, really thrilled about the idea. She is amazing, you guys. I don't know if you've heard of her. Her name is Kamisha, and she's a confidence architect. I really like the way she's coined that term, confidence architect. And she actually got us to do a 5-day, it's usually a challenge, but this time it was a contest. Basically, to be your best self. So I really enjoyed that, and she was talking about the other programs she had going on and how I may be able to contribute or promote somehow, so we can do some business together. Why not, right? The whole premise behind Crown for Success anyway is to be not quite an army, but like a group of women who support each other and promote each other and help each other along the way. We push each other forward. But through the the conversation itself, it was meant to be a 20-minute conversation, which I'm kind of glad it wasn't. It ended up being like an hour and some change. But we got a chance to kind of hash out a lot of like stuff, like when you go through a class with somebody and you smile at them, them, you speak to them every now and again or whatever, but you never really get a chance to sit down and really like, hey, how are you? Where are you from? What makes you? What is your experience with whatever? So I actually really got to know Kamisha today, and it was really, really amazing because she has done so many different things, and I was ready to just pick her brain and like ask all kinds of questions, but obviously we ran out of time. But in that same vein, it was nice to be able to find out that she's been where I am at the moment, and she's giving me advice. So I've told you all, when I first started the website, the whole goal was to, put out something digital. Let's make money now because I can feel something coming and I'm not ready to be out of work. So obviously that changed. Obviously I realized as I was creating the website that it was a website that I was creating that would not suit the business I had. It would be for the business I was going to have in the future. Obviously, I didn't know when that future would be. So I had to scale it back and kind of, rearrange some things. And I decided on the fact that I was going to put out content. I was going to let y'all know who I am, put together the podcast, start the blog, do all these things so I can push as much information about me as possible, the way I see things, the way I, deal with people, deal with situations, the way I process information, the things I do when I'm trying to be resourceful or cheap, whichever way you like to see that. Push come to shove and you try to be creative because you don't have the means to do anything more than be creative. So, just so you get an idea of who I am. And she said, girl, I've been there. I did that too. But you know what? You just need to jump. Go ahead and jump. Create something. Create a freebie, create a challenge, create something. Go ahead and start with your email list because there are people out there watching you, and there are people out there that are ready to, to jump on board and really like take off with whatever information you're trying to put out there. So why not try? And honestly speaking, yeah, I should, because that's what I've done with everything else. Now, I had never in my life heard of Periscope until I met Wendy and joined Crown for Success. And somehow or another, I got roped in. Okay, I didn't get roped in. They asked who wants to do this, and I was thinking, you know what? I suck. I have no experience whatsoever, no exposure, nothing when it comes to a physical presence online. I have Instagram. I wasn't really like serious about it. I kind of posted whenever I felt like it. But Periscope really kind of jump-started everything, and it's kind of changed the way I do business, obviously. I've become a lot more business-oriented when it comes to my Facebook and my Instagram pages. And obviously the website has spurned the whole, it started the whole process with the podcasts and the blogs and everything. And eventually everything will be, pulled together and connected because I want my website to be a one-stop shop, basically. So yeah, we got to talking about, digital products and offering either handheld, workshops or challenges or whatever, or otherwise just freebie challenges people can do on their own time. And I got to thinking, it's not just about coaching for me. I decided to build a brand first rather than a coaching business first because I wanted like an umbrella company. I wanted a conglomerate, if you want to say it that way. I wanted like a head company that kind of embodies all these different things that is me. So obviously the coaching part would be one part of it. I've been doing that for years without really being paid for it and not really calling it coaching. I've been a shoulder for many, 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 many people. And I'm actually proud of that. That's kind of who I am naturally. I guess I'm just the mothering type or the big sister. I turn into the big sister a lot lately. Anyway, so that's just one aspect of it. The other thing is I love to cook. I love anything home ec-wise. I like building stuff. I am a IKEA nerd. I would deck out the whole damn house in IKEA if I could, and I actually love planning the spaces so that I could, make a scale model of the room on graph paper and then decide what kind of furniture I can put in there to maximize the amount of space and blah blah blah. And then I'll just get down on my hands and knees and build the damn thing too. So yeah, I am that nerd, okay? That's one aspect. I love to cook. Cooking is like the closest thing I'll ever get to science, I guess, because I'm not that good. I'm not that good at science, but I do love to cook. So eventually, I don't know, maybe I'll do catering. Maybe, I don't know. What else? I love the idea of making clothes or designing clothes. So the t-shirts are coming, obviously, but eventually I would love to be able to design clothes as well. But, one thing at a time, obviously, Pika. The other thing I'm actually interested in, y'all know I dabbled a little bit and I've been, recruiting people and helping people out for a long time, is music. And that's something Kamisha has in common with me as well. She's been in music. I mean, being in Detroit and everything, she's had a lot of experience with the music business. Now, me, not so much. I don't know all that much, but I do like connecting people. I'm really good at putting two and two together as far as I meet a lot of people all over the world. And if you need something, chances are I know somebody that knows somebody. So I don't mind putting people together that way. But the idea of music production has been intriguing me as of late. I would love to train my voice a little bit more. I did start singing a million years ago, but didn't finish. I did dance. I did finish. I was also one of those girls that who danced at the halftime shows at football games too. So yeah, I've done all of that. Obviously, I probably won't do that again. I'd probably make a fool of myself if I tried now. But yeah. But music production, I've been thinking about that a lot lately, because, digital music production has become a little more easy because the technology is there. It's like at your fingertips. And then you got people like deadmau5 giving master classes and stuff like that on, digital music production. So I'm actually kind of intrigued by the whole concept, but, like I said, a little bit at a time. Let me get one thing done and work on the next one. But that's what I want to talk to you about, multi-passionate entrepreneurs. A lot of people have this question. They're like, oh my God, I want to do this, and then I want to do this, and I want to do this. And I was saying, a lot of people will come to me and ask me, hey, what do you think? What should I do? And for the most part, I told them to go to the one that they are really most comfortable with and start with that. And as you go along, you can introduce other elements of it, but don't start all of them at the same time. Mostly because I want you to be comfortable, and the less you have to concentrate on honing the art or whatever it is that you're trying to launch first, the less you have to concentrate on the content for that, the better for you, because you can dabble and figure out, how best to launch, how to, work out the kinks on the launch itself. And then when you're ready to do the other stuff where you may be not so confident, you kind of maybe need to practice your skills up a little bit more or hone your skills a little bit more, add to your skills a little bit more, then you can focus on that, but you already have a process set up from that first one. So go ahead and launch the first one. I mean, that's my opinion, obviously. It's just an opinion. It's worth about 2 cents. But hopefully it will click with you. It will be logical to you that, you go with the one that's the most comfortable for you, because then you don't have to think so much. You kind of know what you're doing already, and you don't have to second guess yourself. So then it's a matter of mapping out the process. What's the best way for you? How do you best reach all your audience? How do you figure out, who it is you're targeting, who it is you want to come and take these classes from you, or, get this coaching from you, or buy these, journals or whatever from you. So it's actually quite interesting to me, because a lot of people will be like, yeah, I should start, but I won't because I have too many interests and I don't know where to start. So that's what I'm trying to say. Just, try one. Try the easiest one for you, and then go with that. I think it's important as women that we don't get pigeonholed. And that's why I'm saying it's natural for us to be multi-passionate, because we are never just one thing. There's so many different aspects to us. And I mean, it's okay. It's not just women either. It's men too. There are so many different aspects to you. I mean, you could have been a soccer player and then you're a rap artist as well. But, you dabble in music and you sing as well. I mean, it could be anything. But that's the beauty of being human. You are never one thing. And as you grow from day to day, you change as well. I've been talking to a lot of people who are, worried about growing and changing, and the things they did 20 years ago were very, very big and meaningful, and they want to go back to those same things and kind of launch them again. But they don't vibe with who you are right now all that much. And you kind of have to go back and look at it and adjust it for who you are so that it actually like, it's congruent with who you are, the brand you're trying to put out there. If that makes sense. I know for a fact that once a mind is stretched, it does not go back to its old dimensions. There's no way. You don't see it the same way. It's almost like, you know those pictures where they say, what do you see first? You see a man's face, you see a dog's face, you see an old woman. But once you see the one, a lot of times, for most people, you can't look at that same picture and not see that same thing again immediately. It's hard for you to see the other parts of that picture unless you take your time. So it's just like that. Once your mind has been stretched, it won't go back to its original dimensions. It can't. It's not possible. Once you've added new information in there, it's just not possible. Your logic has changed. The way you see things has changed. The way you understand things has changed. So there's really no point in pigeonholing yourself. There's no point in sticking to one thing only, because you're not. You're multifaceted. Everyone is. So as far as multi-passionate people, I think we all are. It's just a matter of, listing your priorities. Which one are you the best at? Which is the easiest for you? Which one are you the most interested in? And then you go from there. So for me, obviously, I started with just content marketing. I wanted to build a brand. I want people to know who I am, what I stand for. I know a lot of people think I'm completely fake. Cheers. It's been real. I love it. Thank you. But if you see me in person, if you were to walk with me for a day, I'm pretty sure you'd be like, yeah, man, she walks the walk. She's not one of those people that talk a bunch of shit. No, I walk the walk. I've been accused of being boring, where I just go home from work and go to work and go home from work and go to work. I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't need nothing else, for real. I mean, I have everything in my house that I need. If people feel like coming to see me, awesome, come see me, I'll feed you. If you're having a celebration of some sort, if I get a chance and if I'm not too exhausted, yeah, I'm gonna come by, I'm gonna swing by and I'm gonna celebrate with you. But outside of those things, I don't need much else. And I think that's what's gonna push me forward faster, because I don't need. Yeah, of course I want. I mean, actually, I don't think I even want a car. In Singapore, I don't need a car. Maybe I take a taxi more often, but I don't need a car. I would like, I don't know, I'd like new furniture in the living room, but it's not like lofty ideals. I am simple as fuck. I'm really, really simple. It doesn't take much for me to be happy. Obviously, I need a really good internet connection. I need, I don't know, a decent sized TV and maybe a computer I can hook it up to, because I'm not going to buy cable. I'm going to use the internet, for real. That's just who I am. What else? I need good kitchen equipment. That is a must. I have to have good kitchen equipment. If I don't have an oven, and some good pots and pans and a gas stove, I'll be upset, because I love to cook, obviously. I love to bake. I love to fry things. Okay, I don't love to fry things. I'm a little scared of frying stuff. But yeah, so for me, it doesn't take much to make me happy. I am not complicated, and I am who I say I am, which is why I went with the brand first. I wanted to make sure that you know who I am. You get bits and pieces of me on Instagram or whatever, and I've been on Instagram for 4 or 5 years, but I wasn't serious about it. I wasn't looking to build an audience. I wasn't looking to increase followers or engagement. I'm over here doing stuff like boosting posts and stuff like that, and shout outs and I don't know, lots of engagement activities, which I've never had to think about before, but obviously as an entrepreneur, I kind of need to think about those things now. But that also kind of, once I've branded my page, it kind of changes the way I want to do things. I can't post things the way I want to anymore. I kind of have to be within the brand scheme. I need to be looking for a message to promote that really echoes how I feel or what I'm learning. So it's gotten a little more restrictive, but it's still who I am. That stuff isn't going to change. So the brand always comes first for me, because there's so many things within that brand that I can do. If I am promoting me, if I'm being me, if I'm the main billboard for who, what the brand is, then I have license to basically promote anything and everything that I do, that I'm interested in. Because basically I'm promoting my opinion. And it's my opinion. If I think this is fly, and, if I want to bring back, I don't know, Kangol and Coogee sweaters, you know what I mean? That's my opinion. And if you don't like it, fine, cool. But I'm sure there's somebody out there, I'm hoping, out of the billions of people, one other person maybe that likes what I like or thinks that what I think is cool is kind of cool too. And if not, well then, whatever. So be it. I'm not going to change. I'm not in it for likes. I'm not in it for comments or shares. I would like to have the engagement. I would like to have like a sense of community where people can talk to me and I can talk to them and get their opinions. But it's not necessary. I'm still going to put out who I am. I'm still going to, tell you, hey, I think this is fly. I think this is cool. I think this is the way we should be living. I think this is heartfelt and deep. I think this is dope. I think this is soulful. Stuff like that. So being multi-passionate, being the kind of person that I'm not going to sit still for long. I'm going to add to my repertoire as much as possible. I'm going to pursue anything that interests me. I'm going to write it down. Excuse me. Being multi-passionate, obviously I'm picking the one thing that I know best above all, and that's me. So that's why I went with the brand first. I don't have like a business product per se, but that's coming. I'm not saying that it isn't, but I wanted to make sure that y'all know who I am first. So look at me. Today is episode 80, you guys. 80 episodes since August. And I'm actually really proud and surprised and bewildered at the same time because who knew, right? 80 episodes. I'm over here watching Gary Vee and he's on like episode 300 and some. And I'm like, wow, okay, I'm not that far off, y'all. I'm like a third of the way through. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to see if I can't add a couple more things here and there. Y'all, I have a Periscope tomorrow morning. Don't forget, all right? So anyone on the Eastern Seaboard out in the U.S., I will be on. I'm going to pick 9 o'clock in the morning, actually. That way I can maybe do it again outside. If the weather cooperates and it's not rainy, I will be outside. So y'all get to see some of the greenery, some of the backdrop for, where we are in Singapore and what it's like in Singapore, because it is perpetual summer out here on the equator. And I might as well share that with you so you can have like a mini vacay while you're listening or watching or whatever. So yeah, tomorrow 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, okay, which will be 9 o'clock in the morning for me. It's 9 p.m. for y'all on Wednesday night, which is 9 a.m. Thursday morning for me. So stay tuned. I will put out an Instagram post on what exactly the topic is because, as you would know it, I have no idea what I want to talk about tomorrow. So that's going to come to me eventually, and I will post, and you will be warned. Yeah, it was a hell of a rant today. I'm hoping it made sense. If you are multi-passionate, if you're not sure how to go about, where to start, whatever, start with what you know the most. Seriously. Whatever you have the most information on, whatever you have the most experience doing, whatever you're the most comfortable doing, do that first. Just do it first. You don't have to start with nothing else. Start with that first, and then as you go along, as you get more confident, as you feel like you have more space in your schedule, right? Because when you first launch or whatever, you're going to be like, wow, I have to do this, this, and this. How do I do this? How do I do that? You're researching still. Once you get the processes down, you'll free up some time, and then you'll be able to like, all right, well, next phase. What do I do next? What am I going to add next? Does that make sense? All right, y'all. Thank you so much for listening in. Yeah, I'm still kind of bewildered. Episode 80, man. Yeah. All right. So I will catch y'all tomorrow. Or for those of you out in the States, later on today. And I'll be on Periscope Live. So I will send you out the details. Y'all let me know. Come join me. Come ask me questions. I would love to get to know you guys too, as I am letting you get to know me. And we'll, push forward from there. All right. Catch y'all tomorrow, okay? Bye.